to members of the Board of Directors, to the past general presidents, and to my brothers assembled, welcome to Detroit, Michigan. Happy New Year and good morning. Good morning. What an honor it is to stand before you as General President of Alpha Phi Alpha. 168 days ago, you elevated a humble servant to an office that has long been held by college presidents, attorneys, historians, a mayor of a city, and a Jew of this fraternity. When I became a member, I never dreamed this big to lead this august body of men who are ambitious and successful. But I now stand before you wrapped in the legacy of men who were charged with the leadership mantle of our fraternity. Brother Tillman, as General President, you were employed at Dillard University, and you never told me when I was a young student and brother at our fine institution how the guiding force of Alpha flows through your past and to your future. When I saw you walking the Avenue of the Oaks, having conversations in your home, and you being a close friend of my father, becoming the General President was not on my list of things to do in my life. But just like you stated in your inaugural address 28 years ago, this great brotherhood seeks to kindle the tremendous potential in our young men. And you continue to say, it has a special place in my heart. It taught me to give until it hurts, and it encouraged me to reach to exceed my grasp. So, Brother Tillman, that potential was kindled in me. And I thank you for being a guiding force in my life since my days at Dillard and since my first day of initiation. To Brother Aaron Crudison, Sr., you started your tenure as the Western Region Vice President in much of the same way I'm starting my tenure as General President. At that time, you received the baton from a transitional Vice President. And now I receive the baton from you as the transitional General President. This fraternity owes you a debt of gratitude. You never sought this office, and you never campaigned for this office. But you have served this office with respect and maintained Alpha's dignity throughout a difficult period in our history. And for that, let the record show of Alpha's gratitude to you for accepting this challenge of guiding this ship through choppy waters while navigating it to safe harbor so Alpha can receive its new captain. Brother Crudison, I accept the command. Thank you for your leadership. History will record that the brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha descended upon Detroit, Michigan, a city that drives our economy as the birthplace of the automotive industry, a city that is known as Motown for providing us with the soundtrack of our lives and songs that will live on for generations, and a city that was the backdrop to important civil rights challenges and gave rise to a renaissance for the future of a nation and now a fraternity. A year ago, Detroit also provided the scenery for a commercial during the Super Bowl that poignantly stated, "It's halftime." Well, my brothers, it's halftime in Alpha, the time when you review your plays and see what worked and what didn't. The time to catch your breath and reset yourself physically and mentally. The time to make personnel changes to give yourself a boost and a greater chance at winning. And the time to emerge from the tunnel with a fresh perspective and rally to a successful outcome. As Alpha men, our existence is not measured in 4 quarters. It's measured in overtime, as the clock will never go to zero, and there are no ties. This fraternity faced challenges unlike any other time in its history. Our brothers had a sense of doubt about their association to their fraternity. A trust was violated by the highest forms of leadership. Our faith shattered as we wondered, are we still the men of distinction? A new leader was elected to rally the men of Alpha to act as one. My charge now is for us to come together and chart a new course for what lies ahead. Reinforce the trust with each other and have success while making an impact. Yeah, my brothers, halftime is over and the whistle is about to blow. And today, I'm that whistle. 168 days ago, I received a mandate, one that converted my platform into my guiding values as a brother in Alpha Phi Alpha. We will invest in our identity and structure, ensuring protection and growth of our assets. We will invest in the transition of our college brothers to life after college and ensure that the initiation of every member is not the pinnacle, but the start of his Alpha experience. We will invest in our viability as a leading organization of service within our community, while challenging the status quo as we evolve our approach to new issues. Through my dedication, I want you to believe in my passion that Alpha Phi Alpha is and always will be a great organization, and that status is built and reinforced one brother at a time. But in order for Alpha to transform, I need Alpha's moving parts to work in concert like an accomplished orchestra, maneuvering through a concerto. My role as General President is to conduct Alpha's many instruments to a harmonious chord, and we all have a role to play. From the General Convention, whose duty is to ask questions, evaluate, debate, and deliberate, then make a decision to enforce the direction as the supreme governing body. Through the General Office, whose responsibility is to handle day-to-day tasks of our organization, be accountable for its assets, and it's headed by a man and brother to ensure best-in-class service. To our special purpose entities, which carry out functions not possible under the fraternity structure. My vision for the fraternity is consistent with our mission. The question becomes, how do we get there? How do we achieve these goals yet maintain our commitment to the core values and principles which got us here? When I embark on this journey, 4 days in, my mandate for you is to advance the future. For the second time as a leader in this fraternity, I'm providing a roadmap, the agenda for the next 4 years. This roadmap strategically and organically links the work of the fraternity. And when my term of office is over, the agenda is to leave the House of Alpha in better condition to continue our mission. Within the first 100 days, there will be teams established to review the internal structure of our fraternity and prepare for our long-range direction. The first convention will prepare for a major change in our board of directors, decide on the direction of our membership process, and have a courageous conversation regarding a past general president. Day 260, our long-range plan should be in focus while providing our position on today's issues. Around day 550, we should intentionally take time to recharge our batteries and enjoy each other and our families. On day 730, we will begin Alpha's evaluation of a new successor to this office while reducing the cost to campaign for this office. And 200 days later, the final candidates will be selected and an update to our long-range plan and internal structure presented. Day 1207, my line number. For the first time in our history, you will have the option to elect Alpha's next leader electronically. Provided that the General Convention in Austin, Texas, adopts changes to our Constitution to do so. At day 176, your board of directors will continue to develop and recommend policies to the General Convention and provide for the well-being of the fraternity. But you will know when, where, and the result of the business that comes before it. And as I prepare for my last day, there will be a transition even better than the one that I received. Time will not allow me to present to you everything this fraternity will tackle. You see, I'm not looking at my tenure as general president within the first 100 days, but rather the full 1,461 days. You will soon have this roadmap in your possession. Now, let me state the obvious. I cannot implement a progressive plan for our success without your help. Alpha is not and never has been a one-man show. But I know, as General President, this fraternity must regain the trust of many brothers, which is no easy task. You want to know, are we solvent? You want to know, have we corrected our issues? Are we solvent? Are we convinced that we will not repeat recent mistakes? And my answer to you is yes. We have money in the bank. Right, Brother Aranye?
Absolutely.
Aranye.
8.5.
We have
Good.
money in the bank.
That's right.
We have money in the bank. Since September of 2011, we have operated under a tactical yet unconventional plan to reinforce our fiscal controls on expenses. With the change in leadership, that unconventional plan will soon give way to the adoption of updated policies to guide our accounting practices for the fraternity. There were mistakes made. Our monitoring controls failed, and reputations damaged. But please know, your financial investment in Alpha Phi Alpha is protected. And that protection will continue under my leadership with clean audits, quarterly independent reviews to ensure that the audits remain clean, and our events will end in black, which is the color of this fraternity, and not red, which is the color of another. And if Brother Tima's middle initial stands for cash, not credit, then my middle initial is S as in surplus.
I like that. Bring it on.
I know and suspect I will be the most scrutinized general president in Alpha's history. But I welcome the challenge, because you will be provided with information that is timely, direct, and transparent. You will be assured of its validity with proper classifications of our documents and reports. But we will protect and defend the security of our data and the privacy of our members, our leadership, and our employees. Our reputation is at stake with every decision I make as the face and voice of our fraternity. And we all have the opportunity to shape perceptions through the decisions we make each day as a member. My most important priority is to restore the trust of everyone. And it's something I must do every day I wake up. That's my promise to you in order for you to regain your trust in Alpha. As I take the helm, my first 6 months as General President will be crucial, and time will not be wasted. There are investments and innovations we need to make now to key areas. Our foundations will not lie in a shadow of existence, but be the light in the basis of social improvement. But I also know we may be operating from outdated policies. A foundation summit will be convened to bring together the chairman of these special purpose organizations that Alpha created. A laser-like focus will be placed on the relationship as defined by the IRS tax laws, and a plan of action will be developed to correct any deficiencies. This is One Alpha. Our commissions, foundations, and subsidiary corporations will work in concert that ultimately benefits the Alpha brand. As an organization, we must embrace technology to make us more efficient, more responsive, and cost-effective. We will drive the Alpha is Always With You initiative. Anytime, anywhere, any day, any device. For me, communication is key. Your access to your personal information is key. If Alpha Phi Alpha has good information on you, you can expect information from Alpha Phi Alpha. Our responsible use of technology is a tool for quicker results. I could not have been more proud of Alpha as the day when the memorial to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was dedicated in Washington, D.C. We have given to the world a gift that will stand for generations to come. However, as good as it gets, or as good as it is, we must advance the future. What is the next big thing from Alpha? How will we enhance our legacy? What else can we give to the world? We are standing here looking into the future. It's ours to define, and only we can shape it. We must bring our lost brothers back to the house of Alpha. Their investment can only increase our ability to serve. Once we bring those brothers back, we must continue the tradition of brotherhood and strengthen the bond among our ranks while at the same time stopping the slide. We must reverse the trend of losing 75% of our brothers within the first 5 years. Yes, we have a lot of work to do, but we also must care more for each other as brothers. I am keenly aware that I must yield to the will of our brotherhood. But at the same time, the office of General President is the lone voice that assumes the responsibility for the direction of that will and how it affects our fraternity as a whole. Alpha cannot be run by committee. The General President provides direction. He's the chairman of the board of directors, and he presides over the General Convention. He engages the spirit of all brothers to show that improvement is possible no matter what challenge is presented. The most important trait of being General President is to inspire and involve everyone in solving problems. For me, being General President is an honest devotion, not an anticipation of personal gain. I will be where you are. I will represent you with honor and respect. You can count on me to collaborate on policies that make sense to keep the House of Alpha strong. Keep watchful eye of our resources and how those resources are allocated and monitored. And being accountable because the brothers of Alpha demand accountability from its leadership, but the office of General President demands accountability of its brothers. Alpha Phi Alpha is not just about internal rules, regulations, and amendments, although very important. It's about establishing and maintaining a legacy. It's an ideal to conceive. We say we are the school for the better making of men, and the castle of dreams, ambitious, successful, hopeful dreams. But dreams need a guide. Dreams need a path that gets a young boy from grammar school to high school. Dreams inspire a young man to finish high school and finish college. Dreams allow a recent graduate to begin his career. Dreams grant the privilege to begin a legacy and start a family. Dreams propel one of the for the advancement in his profession. And dreams prepare for your season to give back to the next generation. This is the Alpha investment, continuing our traditions and advancing our future. I ask you to invest in my vision. You gave me the honor of your votes and your support. And now I report for duty. Prepared to lead, strengthened by your support, and motivated by our mission. I will lead by example, but most importantly, I will serve by example. My brothers, I accept this charge. I'm asking you to follow. This is Alpha Phi Alpha, who develops leaders, promote brotherhood, promote academic excellence, and advocate for our communities. I need for each and every one of you to be fully invested, because if you do not make a deposit, you will not receive a withdrawal. Thank you.